Good afternoon. We would like to welcome the LSL community and the Salinas community to our special board meeting today, February 25th, 2026. And our opening item, number one, is to call the meeting to order, and I'll call the meeting to order at 5:30. And we'll go on to B, opening items B, roll call. Superintendent Anzo, could you please take roll call?
Yes. President Guadalupe Guipas Barrera,
Here.
Vice President Beatriz Perez,
Here.
Clerk Leticia Garcia,
Here.
Trustee Robert Ocampo. There's three present. Trustee Robert Ocampo is absent, and then one vacancy.
Thank you. So still on item one, opening items, Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Leticia Garcia, would you lead us, please? Flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So we're going on to still opening items, spotlights. This is an opportunity to feature up to a 3-minute presentation on the positive things that are taking place throughout the district. Mrs. Anzo, do we have any spotlights?
I'll just do some quick spotlights. Next week, many of our schools will be doing the Read Across America. We will make sure we send the board some invites in case you want to join us. I will be at Fremont on Monday reading to sixth graders. We also had our Salinas LSL Rotary distributing dictionaries this week. So thank you for that. And then one more is tomorrow we will have two of our assistant principals being awarded a PBIS award tomorrow. I believe it's that will be held at Sparkle School District, so I can send you that information as well. And that starts at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along to item number two, public comment concerning items on the open session agenda and or non-agenda items. Uh-oh, I go backwards to E. The big crowd made me nervous. E, sorry about that. Adoption of the agenda. This is an action item. May I please get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Garcia?
Second.
Second, Ms. Perez. Thank you. Comments, questions, concerns? The agenda? No? Okay, so I have a motion and a second. I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3. Any opposed? 0. Motion carries and the vote will be recorded as 3-0 in favor of. Now we can go on to public comment concerning items on the open session agenda and or non-agenda items. The guidelines are there will be a 2-minute limit for individuals and a 20-minute limit on total public comments. There is no ceding of one's time to other individuals. Item number 8, individuals wishing to address the Board of Trustees on open session agenda items and or other items may do so at this time. Starting time is 5:33. Do we have any public comments from anybody? No? Okay, 5:33. End time is also 5:33. Moving on to item B, association comments. LSL Teachers Association, no comments. California School Employees Association, Chapter 577, no. And finally, United Substitute Teachers Union, no? Okay. Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 3, administrative services. So we're going to be reviewing and taking action regarding the process selection of provisional trustee for trustee area 5. May I please get a motion?
Motion.
Ms. Perez? Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Garcia? Okay. Any, well, we're gonna have some comments and questions here. First of all, I did want to welcome those who did apply. We had several apply but did not qualify because they live out of the area or other issues, maybe things that happen. So we'll have two applicants that we will interview tonight, but we want you to know that the applications for eligibility were looked at very carefully. And there was a committee who looked at those for those who applied. And also when the board is going to fill a vacancy, It's not just who we like or who, anything like that. There's pertinent laws that the board has to follow. For example, there's an education code. We have to make sure we do it education wise. I saw the attorney. There's legal issues that we have to also follow. There's an elections code we have to follow. There's a government code that we have to follow. And there's the Alisal Union School District Board policies that we have to follow. So it's a very strict process to fill the vacancy. And we also follow the California School Boards Association bylaws that we use as examples, or we follow them. They're not our policies, but they do help us with our policies. So that's a little bit. And then we're going to have Mrs. Onzo, our superintendent, kind of go over what the process is going to be.
Okay, thank you. So for the tonight's process, board members will ask the questions in the order provided, each taking turns. After all questions have been asked, candidates will have the opportunity to provide a closing statement. Candidates have 20 minutes to complete the interview. Ms. Sofia Ramirez will give you a 5-minute warning with a timer. And so when we deliberate at the end, or the board members deliberate or appoint in the oath of office, the board will then deliberate, make their selection of a provisional trustee, and the oath of office will be administered. All that will happen tonight.
Thank you, Mrs. Onzo. So that's going to be the process. Do the board members want to add anything or have any questions? No?
Will they get the questions while they're in the back, or how's that work?
We'll have the questions here up front for them? Yes.
So
So-
they won't see them like when they're in their like
No.
holding tank, or however you want to call that?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the only way we could provide those questions to both candidates if they both had the time to review them timely, because while one's in here, one's over there.
Yeah, so no, that'll be the fair processes. They'll just have them in front when we ask them.
Okay, so the questions will be up here.
Yeah, they're not going to get them ahead of time.
Okay.
so then all three of us will have the questions,
Yes,
and
I
then we'll
think the packet-
decide.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a packet.
Oh,
I
In that
have,
folder?
I have this, unless it's not in here. Is this-
Yeah, right here.
Are these this? Oh, these are the questions. Oh, look, I guess I didn't have a copy of the process, that yellow and green form that you guys have. Oh, I see. Okay.
okay, well, thank you very much. Any more questions or comments from board members? Okay, so we just discussed determining that.
And now we can vote on.
Now we can vote on A. So I have a motion from Ms. Perez, a second from Ms. Garcia. To call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries and the vote will be recorded as 3-0 in favor of the motion passing. We'll go on to B, determine order for interview of provisional trustee candidates. The order for interview, excuse me. May I please get a motion?
Motion.
Trustee Perez,
Second.
second, trustee Garcia. I'm gonna throw it out to the candidates. Does it matter to you who goes first, or it doesn't matter? Okay, then is it okay that if we go alphabetical order? That's what we were gonna do, is go alphabetically. So it would be Rodriguez before Velasquez. That's fine? Okay, thank you. All right, so any more?
I just want to, couple
clarify?
things, yes. So they will go in alphabetical order. Again, Rodriguez Velasquez, thank you for that. And then we want to make sure that, and I've explained to the candidates, they'll be waiting in a separate room until their name is called. Once called, they'll be seated at the designated chair, so which is in front there. And when done with their interview, they will be asked to return to the assigned room. So Mr. Abbasi will be escorting the candidates back and forth to the room, and then Mr. Diaz will be proctoring in the room with the candidates. One of the things we want to make sure is our candidates aren't on their phones. So you'll have a nice conversation with Mr. Diaz as we're waiting in the proctoring room. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, Mr. Abbasi, would you please accompany Mr. Velasquez? Are you going to, Mr. Diaz? All right, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna have Ms. Rosa come up here and we need to, everything you'll find out, everything we do, we have to vote on. Okay, so we're gonna interview candidates for provisional trustee, for trustee area
You
number.
didn't vote on the order.
Oh my gosh, I just don't want to vote tonight, I guess, huh? So all those in favor of honoring the way we said the order of the interviews, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
No? Okay, so the motion carries and the vote will be recorded as 3-0 in favor of. So C, interview candidates for provisional trustee, area number 5. May I get a motion, please?
Oh.
Motion.
Okay.
Trustee Perez?
Second.
Second. Trustee Garcia, any questions? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and vote on this process also. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? No opposed, so the vote will be recorded as motion carrying with the vote of 3 in favor and 0 to 0, nobody opposed. So now we're going to go along. At this point, we're gonna do our questions.
Yes.
And we have questions that we're gonna be taking turns with.
So just make sure that each packet has the candidate's name on it. And then along the first column, you'll have what trustee is going to be asking the question, right? So each packet has their interview, the application that they submitted to the board, which was made public as well. So then we can begin, and as soon as we begin, then Ms. Sophia will start the timer. Okay.
Is it timed? Is it a timed?
So yes, it was part of the process. We voted on 20 minutes.
Oh.
Which gives you about 2 minutes per question, something like that. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, so thank you. Thank you for being with us. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Can I have the volume
Yes,
here?
you need to.
Ms. Rosa Rodriguez, welcome. Thank you for being here. So I have the first question for you. And if you need me to repeat it at any time, please just say so. Please describe your motivation for applying to this appointment. What calls you to this work? And if appointed, what level of commitment are you able to provide as a board member throughout the appointed term and beyond?
My motivation for applying for this, for what's my commitment for my for being a board member, it's to work with the families, the students, the community, and to be involved. I love working with with the kids. So, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. The next question is from Ms. Perez.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ready? What is the role of the Board of Trustees and how will your strengths and experiences aid in the fulfillment of that purpose?
The role of the trustees is to support or the decisions that the superintendent and the group to support on the decisions to make good decisions or support the decisions.
Thank you.
Ms. Garcia?
Okay. My turn, Ms. Rodriguez, Ms. Rodriguez. What do you see as the primary role of a trustee? And how would you fulfill that role, both individually and as a member of the governing board?
To get involved into the community, to get involved with the schools, and to be involved in schools to make to approve their decisions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I have the next question again. Describe a productive board meeting and what are the objectives of a productive board meeting?
Hmm. Um, a board meeting is to be together and um, be able to approve what is for schools or students, mostly for, students in school. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Ms. Perez?
Identify a recent board decision that you felt strongly about and describe how you would balance community concerns, student needs, state and federal law, staff considerations, and your personal values and beliefs to determine how to vote on the issue.
Um,
That's a loaded question. If you want
Yeah.
to take one of them at a time, it's fine.
okay. How I identify the recent board decision
Mhm.
to feel strong. I I believe that it's the needs of the children, the students, the parents, and the community.
Thank you. Were you finished with that one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Garcia?
I'm on number 6.
Yes, number 6.
Thank you.
Mhm.
What kind of relationship should a board have with the community, families, fellow board members, and the superintendent?
I believe it should be a respectful with the community, the families, and the members to see what the students and the families needs and help them through the community.
Thank you. Number 7, describe your response if a parent approached you in the grocery store and asked you for support on a particularly controversial issue.
I would just listen to the parent, yeah, and hear what she or he needs to say.
Thank you. Ms. Perez?
How do you evaluate the progress and success of a school district? What is a specific topic or concern you would like to improve in the Alisal Union School District?
The safety for their children, the learning, the progress, help families, and help the students, most of it, to be able to uh, be to know more, to learn more, have those resources for the children and for the parents.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Well, that's the end of the questions. Now I was going to ask you a question. Do you have any questions to the board or superintendent?
No.
Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you so much. So I believe now, Mr. Abbasi, I tried to get him out of here earlier, but I made a mistake. So if you could kind of switch roles there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
We have about 8 questions, 8 or 9 questions, Mr. Velasquez. The total time is about 20 minutes. And we are going to take turns asking the questions. You have them there before you. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the first question there, if that's okay? Okay, so could you please describe your motivation for applying to this appointment? What caused you to do this work? And if appointed, what level of commitment are you able to provide as a board member throughout the appointed term and beyond?
Well, in December, I just barely retired. So got a lot of time, you know. So one of the motivations is just, I think, being back in town, being able to serve my community like I did for a long time before, you know, things went haywire here in this district. But as far as, you know, that's kind of a motivation, just coming back to be able to, you know, finish off where we left off. I think we had a good board at the time, and I'd like to, you know, continue that work that we were doing back then. As far as time and commitment, like I said, I'm retired, but I do have a little job that I do on the side. I do screen printing, so that's pretty much what I was doing all day today. But other than that, I work on my own when I want. So it's nice to, you know, be able to do what you want when you want.
Thank you, Mr. Velasquez. The second question will be asked by Ms. Perez, please.
Good afternoon. What is the role of the Board of Trustees and how will your strengths and experiences aid in the fulfillment of that purpose?
The role of the board is to set the district, set which direction the district wants to go in. And you're just one voice, you know, out of 5 on this, on this committee here. And you don't do what you want, you do what the board wants. It's a board decision, whether you're in favor of it or not. Once a decision is made, you move on. And what I'd say, and I think, you know, my past experience being on the board should help in that area. I was here long enough to get my master's in governance when I was on the board.
Thank you.
Question number 3, Ms. Garcia, please.
Mr. Velasquez, what do you see as the primary role of a trustee? And how would you fulfill that role both individually and as a member of the governing board?
I think the primary role of the trustee is to ensure the safety of kids once, you know, they're at your school, and to try to get them ready for, you know, to become outstanding citizens in this community, to be able to give back to the community, to be able to, how'd you call it, like become outstanding, you know, citizens. I mean, not just to finish school, like I just came here just to grab my whatever it takes to finish elementary school, but try to get them, you know, motivated to become something in life. And I think as board members, we could try to help do that by giving teachers the tools they need to be able to, I would say, become successful in that area, to be able to push those kids to where they need to be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have the next question, Mr. Velasquez. Could you please describe a productive board meeting? And what are the objectives of a productive board meeting?
Productive board meeting is one where, you know, people get along, they strive to do what's best for the district, not what's best for you or what's best for the community, the district that you represent, but the entire district. It's not just one area. It should really be the entire district, and really to try to see what needs to be done to move this district forward. And I think working together is how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen with the board fighting each other for every little, you know, every little thing that they don't like.
Thank you.
Number 5.
Thank you.
Identify a reasoned board decision that you felt strongly about and describe how you would balance community concerns, student needs, state and federal law, staff considerations, and your personal values and beliefs to determine how to vote on the issue.
Um, Well, I really don't know any recent decisions in this district, but I know where I come from, I just recently retired from 20, almost 26 years of teaching in Gonzalez. But I think some of the decisions that we strongly felt were about bringing in qualified people to represent our district. I know that in small communities, you know, like down South County, it's not always the best person that gets selected for the job. It's usually the person who seems to have better connections in the district. And I believe that those decisions don't produce top quality people. You end up getting people that come to the district trying to learn on the job rather than coming with the experience that they need to have to be able to do the job properly and to move the district forward.
Thank you.
Ms. Garcia, number 6.
Mr. Velasquez, what kind of relationship should a board have with the community, families, fellow board members, and the superintendent?
They should be able to get along. You should be able to, you know, visit schools and talk to people, and you're there as a visitor. You're not there as their boss, or you're not there as someone that they, you know, that should, you know, command some kind of authority of any kind. You're just there. You're just there to visit, see what's going on. But as far as this idea that many board members feel that, you know, they're the boss of the teachers, no, that's wrong. They're not the boss of anybody other than the superintendent collectively.
Thank you.
Okay, it's me again. Mr. Velasquez, please describe your response if a parent approached you in the grocery store and asked you for your support on a particularly controversial issue.
You talk to them, you know, and there's nothing wrong with giving them your own opinion or your own, you know, letting them know how you feel. Sadly, not all parents are going to believe or agree in your own decision, but you're there to represent what's best for the district, not what's best for that one parent. You know, and sadly, not even for yourself. You're there, you know, what's the best thing for this district.
Thank you. Number 8, Ms. Perez?
How do you evaluate the progress and success of a school district? What is a specific topic or concern you would like to improve in the Alisal Union School District?
I remember Dr. Nye used to say that one of the best ways to evaluate things is you look at roles. For example, just even in like maintenance alone, if you walk into a school and you see weeds growing all over the place, you don't even have to evaluate anybody. You could just know that, you know, the people that have been hired to do that work aren't doing it. You go to a classroom and I'm not talking as a board member, but I'm talking about as an administrator. You walk into a classroom and you see kids' artwork on the board that's, you know, or kids' work on the board that's been up there 3-4 months. You know that work's not being constantly displayed and rotated. It's up there just so someone could say that, you know, I'm putting the artwork up or the students' work up, and it's there, it's visible, but you could just go and look at the date. How long's it been up there? So there's little things you can do to see if that's, you know, how districts should be evaluated with by the person in charge of to evaluate. The board members should not be the ones to evaluate anything other than the superintendent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's the end of the questions. Now, Mr. Velasquez, we want to ask if you have any questions of us, or would you like to make a closing statement?
No, I think one of the things that I see at the district that I would like to see happen is, especially like now that I'm in town where I get to leave my house in the morning and stuff, and I pass by a lot of schools, and it just seems like there's so many cars, cutting people off and doing things that, a kid's gonna get hurt, and it seems like there needs to be more done to try to keep cars going in either entering the schools from one direction and not from both directions, so that this way traffic can keep moving. But I see people trying to go around other cars because you got parents that are trying to make a left turn when they should. I think that's something it's an accident waiting to happen. And I think something needs to be done about that before, we're in the news, the district, I mean, for the districts in the news for not paying attention to those kinds of things, because I see it at a lot of the schools where I've driven by. I sometimes just go just to see how bad it is in the morning, and it's horrible. I mean, there should be just one way to get in and out of that school, not from both angles, not from the right and the left. So I just think that's a concern that I see, that if nothing's done about it, someone's going to get hurt. A little kid's going to get hurt, going to get run over, and maybe a few of them, because sometimes they cross in bunches. They don't just cross by one at a time. They go in groups, and you got a lot of people that are in a hurry to get to work or just to get by, and you've got a car that's blocking them. And after a while, you get people that just want to go around the car, and that's where you're going to get your people hurt. So I believe that something needs to be done about that. Start off with the schools that have the worst traffic, and I know that we don't do that anymore. But when I was a youngster, we had what's it called? I think like they were like crossing guards, but I'm not sure what they called them, student patrols or whatever they were. But we wore a little uniform and our like a thing over the front and had our signs. That helped a lot. I don't know. I know it's probably because of legalities. You probably can't do that anymore. But I still think something needs to be done. You could get parents. I remember I worked in San Jose a long time ago, and the parents used to come out and supervise the streets. And they all had shirts for that school, and it was nice to see how the parents took control of the traffic. We should probably try to do something like that here.
Thank you, Mr. Velasquez. Okay, so that's the end of the questions. So I think we're going to ask you now to go ahead and sit in the audience as they call Ms. Rodriguez back. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to go to item number 3D, selection of a provisional trustee for the vacant trustee area, number 5 seat. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Ms. Perez, a second
Second.
for Ms. Garcia. So now we're going to start our deliberation. And as we were told by our attorney, it has to be 3-0. So 3 of us, we're not the majority because one is absent and one is a vacancy. We are what you call a quorum, but we're not the majority. So it does have to be a 3-0 vote. So we'll discuss what can happen if we don't come to that. And I really hope that we don't come to that because we need to fill this seat. And I think it would be fair, depending on how the vote goes, even if it's a 2-1, between us, we see that it's a majority, and we would ask, maybe deliberate with the third person. But we're going to go ahead and go on with the deliberation here and the discussion. So does anybody want to start? Ms. Perez? Would you?
On,
What your thoughts are? Yes, comments?
I mean, they gave good answers, both. I was reviewing the application, the questions that were there, the answers. So do you want me to select one, or we're just gonna go around?
Well, we can discuss if you can, that, we can hear from Ms. Garcia. I mean, I'm ready to, but I want to hear from the board.
Well, first of all, I want to thank both of you to being here, because it takes a lot of courage. I was there with you a couple of years back, and I had never even served on a board. I understand, Mr. Velasquez, you have. But yeah, it takes a lot of courage and, commitment and strength to be up here. So I really want to commend both of you for stepping forward and trying to be, on this board and representing the area that you live in. So first of all, thank you. You guys are both winners. Whatever happens tonight happens. I mean, it may not be that we get to a quorum. Hopefully we will, or we get to 3-0 vote, and maybe that's where we're going to be. But it may not be that way. But anyway, no, I appreciate everyone's answers. I did. Yeah, I, I believe that you guys both have strengths. And, even though some of the answers might have been a little bit less, a little bit weaker because maybe maybe a little bit nervous, the nervous side. But I do believe that both of you want to represent, you have, you're the district that you're, the area that you're living in. And I believe that either one of you would do a really good job. I did score one of you a little bit higher than the other one, and just based on my answers. So
Thank you, Ms. Garcia, and thank you, Mr. Velasquez and Ms. Rodriguez. I think that was the most important thing, is that Ms. Garcia thanked you for your interest. And in the event that you don't get selected, you can run for the office in, what is it, November? Right. And I know that I'm going to, I think it's important. I was looking on evaluating candidates and what's important, and looking at CSBA and what they recommend. And the recommendation, I can't find my notes here, is really to have some sort of experience. You don't have to have 100% experience on being a board member. But in evaluating the candidates through CSBA, it says that it's a positive when a person's understanding of public education. I think both of you, had that. Being able to think independently and objectively, capable of recognizing and distinguishing the jurisdictional power and functions of the board and administration, able to effectively communicate their position on issues, and will they give the necessary time to the position? And I feel that in all these questions that, thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, but I feel that Mr. Velasquez was higher on the ranks in terms of his answers, because we have a ranking sheet, and he has the experience, he's done the work before. That doesn't mean that Ms. Rodriguez can't, from here, if you're not selected, it may be you selected, cannot learn it to November and then run for the position. We're in a very awkward position because you have to pick between two people. It's kind of easier when it's more, but I'm going to support Mr. Velasquez for the position due to the experience that he already has and that he could exercise for the next 9 months, and that hopefully Ms. Rodriguez can gain that experience, because you don't have to be in the district. You can learn online or watch the meetings and be a little bit more prepared when it comes to the election in November. Thank you. Those are my thoughts. Anybody else? No? Okay, if nobody else is going to say that, I'm going to make the motion that, oh, 3E. Pardon me. Excuse me, do you have another comment? Do you have a comment? Right now, no, we're selecting someone at this on 3E.
Are we on D or E?
Okay.
Okay.
No. Okay, so then the next one would be where we would vote and make the motion for it. Okay, excuse me then. So if there's no more comments on D, we're gonna move to E. Possible seating of provisional trustee for vacant trustee area number 5. I'm gonna make the motion that we appoint Jesus Velasquez for the vacancy and ask that Ms. Rodriguez please keep her interest alive, and we'll see you soon. So that's my motion. I don't know if I have a second. Is there a second motion? When the vote comes, okay? Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to do a second for him.
Motion to Gildas, second by Ms. Garcia. And just also further discussion, if Ms., and I don't want to pressure Ms. Perez at all,
Right.
but if, can you explain, please, publicly, if we don't get the third vote for Mr. Velasquez, and it's not necessarily a vote against Ms. Rodriguez, because the opportunity to serve on the board is still there for you, if that's the way the vote goes. Can you explain the process?
Oh, can everyone hear me? Thank you. The provisional appointment needs to be made by a quorum of the board, a majority of the board, so that's 3 out of 5 members. We have 3 present today, meaning that for the provisional appointment to be approved, the board would have to be in a unanimous vote today. If they're not able to come to a vote, or a unanimous vote, rather, there are some options as to how the board can handle it. They can seek the assistance of the county Office of Education, or time permitting, we have 60 days total for this provisional appointment process. We still have some time in that 60 days. So they would also have the option to kind of redo this process and invite candidates, interview again, and hold another vote. Does that answer the question?
That's it, thank you. And I think I personally think that's unfair, because I do believe that we do have a qualified candidate. My belief, and I know that Ms. Rodriguez would bring something positive. And I don't think it's their fault that they would have to wait. We're the ones that need to decide, are we gonna stop this process because we're not gonna have the 3 votes? And it's gonna affect the district, with quorum, with votes, with ties, with all of that. So I think, I'm hoping that we can come to that, and for the sake of the district and what we have to do in the district. So that's my comment. So I'm gonna call for did you have a discussion? Did you want to say something? Yeah, sure. I'm saying you can. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Velasquez has been a teacher for years. He's been a vice principal, he's been a principal. He has a lot of experience, and that's all I'm looking at, is the experience that we need for these next 9 months. And again, it's not anything against Ms. Rodriguez. So if, Ms. Garcia, do you have any further comments?
No, I mean, like I said, it takes a lot of courage to be up here. I voted for Mr. Velasquez, because he had a few more answers. We're doing a rating scale, and no offense to Ms. Rodriguez. I think she would have been an excellent candidate, but right now my vote is towards Mr. Velasquez. And we do have the lawyer here present, so if, we don't have that 3-0, then we could ask them to come back. Both of them can come back, and maybe Mr. Ocampo will be here, and then the whole dynamics change a little bit, right? We'd
And-
still need the 4 of us too. Oh, the three to
Yeah, so the dynamics would change because you'd have 4 board members. You'd
Okay.
still need the majority of the board, which is 3. And so you could have a 3-to-1 vote at that point. But because we only have 3 present today, it's the reason it would need to be 3-0.
And is there a problem because we are now pushing, I think our next board meeting is March 11th, but we could definitely call a special board meeting if Mr. Ocampo, when he returns, which might be the first week of March.
I believe the deadline for the provisional appointment process right now is March 13th. So it would
Okay.
have to be done before then.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so, I mean, my vote still stands, but just know, Mrs. Rodriguez, that you did an awesome job, and I know it takes courage to be up here, and I know you were a little nervous with, but right now, I still am voting and leaning towards Mr. Velasquez.
Mhm. We're still deliberating a little bit here. I love Mr. Ocampo, but I don't want to wait for Mr. Ocampo. He's not here. I mean, the business of the district has to continue, and it's important. And we do have a qualified person, and I I I don't want to. I mean, it's not just about me. We're halting the business of the district, and I'm not going to change my mind. And I don't think it's fair for Mrs. Rodriguez or Mr. Velasquez to open up and get more candidates. They came, they qualified. They've been waiting for this day. It must be anguish also. So I don't really want to prolong that. And I think that both of them, if I'm not wrong, would be happy, they both want the position, would be happy with someone who would do a good job on the board. Am I correct on that? Yes, thank you. I think I'm getting several nods. So I'm asking the support of the board, because I know we're not going by 2, and maybe there's a 1. I know we're not going by that. However, as it stands in democracy, there are 2 who feel we have a qualified member, and I'm going to ask um, Ms. Perez for her support on that, but she's entitled to her own, and I respect that also. So I'm going to go ahead and call for the vote. We have a first and a second. All those in favor of Trustee Velasquez to fill the vacant trustee position, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? You don't know? I know it's hard because you introduced me to Miss Rodriguez. She's a very nice lady. I know. And it's not over for her because I'm thinking if you're not sure about her, you can train her for November election. No? Okay. Okay. So are you going to vote yes or no? A no vote halts the process for a few weeks. A yes, the district can go on with its business, and you can ask Mr. Velasquez your questions and what didn't come, what you didn't appreciate, or what you didn't understand, or what he wasn't clear on. It would give you an opportunity to do that and to work with him. But we're stopping a process for someone who's on vacation right now. Mr. Ocampo's on vacation. And we're going to stop the process of and I love Mr. Ocampo, nothing against, but we're going to stop the process of the district moving forward because our board member is not here. I just don't think that's fair to them. I don't think that's fair to us. And it's not going to change where we stand. It's just going to halt everything, I think.
To answer your question, yes, if we waited, Mr. Ocampo would come back, we would redo the process as we did tonight. And then there would be further discussion and a vote. Depending on timing, we could redo the applicant process like we did the first.
I'm not
time.
interested in opening it up for other applicants. That's not fair to either one of these candidates.
So then.
I don't know about Ms. Garcia.
Well, I mean, are we going to discuss that or should we wait for Betty's answer? I mean, what do you, I mean,
I know it's a big responsibility,
mean-
Betty.
we're not there yet. I mean, we haven't
Right.
gotten Betty's answer.
I agree. I think there
Ms.
are
Perez,
options
sorry.
available to the board should we not come to a decision tonight. And so the board has options. I think with the motion on the floor from Ms. Gilpas, we should kind of close that and see what the answer is there and then discuss what we want next steps.
So is it more beneficial for the board to have a trustee tonight or to wait? When you think about business of the district, and I'm not asking the attorney that, because she's not on the board, so we have to
Right.
ask
I'm not a
ourselves
board
that
member.
question. You know, are we gonna stop this because one of our board members is not here? They have to wait. Where, you know, I'm just asking you, Ms. Perez, and not forcing you. Your vote is just as important as anybody else's. Just to consider Mr. Velasquez, you can get to know him. It's for 9 months. It's not for forever and ever. And the business of the district continues on. But I am not in favor of waiting when we can do it tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and call for the vote. Ms. Garcia? No, not yet. She hasn't told us. No, not for Velasquez. I'm gonna call for the vote. All those in favor of putting him, she hasn't said no, she wasn't sure, so I'm gonna do the vote over. Yes. Yes, let's just do a line vote. Thank you. That'll be better.
So trustee, Ms. Gilpas Barrera,
Yes.
trustee Garcia?
This is for Mr. Velasquez, right? Yes.
For the motion on
Yes.
trustee Perez?
I will give you the benefit of the doubt.
That's a yes?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Thank you, Ms.
Motion
Perez.
passes 3-0 with one absent.
Thank you, Ms. Perez, because we know that you wanted Ms. Rodriguez, but Ms. Rodriguez, for any questions that you have about boardsmanship, we're available to get you ready for November if you choose to run for that, because we know you're a very committed person to education. And I want to commend this board and Ms. Perez. Because of you, we can go on with district business. Thank you very much. Thank you to both. Congratulations, Mr. Velasquez. And we have our next item here, future meeting dates. Oh, no, I want to go home already. Just kidding. I don't feel good. Oh, okay. We're going to go ahead and do the oath of office. Is there anyone in the room you'd like to swear you in, Mr. Velasquez? Pardon me? Okay. After all that, you picked the superintendent? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ready?
Yes.
Right hand. I repeat your name.
I, Jesus Velasquez,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental
reservation,
reservation or purpose of
evasion,
evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. No, just thank you. Thank you.
Now you can go. And then you can go.
I wanted to thank the superintendent. I don't feel well tonight. I'm very congested. But she got me sick, so, and I'm just kidding. So thank you for guiding me through, because I made a few mistakes on the agenda. And, Ms. Rodriguez, by the time November comes, you're gonna be a pro at it and you'll be correcting me. Thank you so much. We're gonna go on to item number 4, future meeting dates. They're listed here, March 11th, April 1st, April 22nd, May 13th. We're gonna adjourn the meeting at 6:26. Thank you and good night.